I'm seeing a lot of people saying that we have blue skies now because the government is shut down. Is that true? The answer is no, it's not. In my last post, I said that I can tell you when you're going to see them when you're not. And look at that. It got 1 million views. So let's explain. So today we see contrails all over the place. You just saw that one. Here's another one right there. And I've seen them all day long. And I knew that we would because let me show you. First of all, let me remind you that even when you don't see the chemtrails, there's still chemicals being sprayed in the sky from the same planes. So when we do see the long chemtrails that cover the sky and drive us all freaking nuts, meteorologists will post on our posts and say, well, that's just a persistent contrail and it's happening because of the conditions. You see, the problem is they say that it's completely normal. And you know, we're never going to accept that. But there is truth to the fact that conditions do matter. So let me get back to the government shutdown idea. We're seeing this, but other parts of the country are seeing just the opposite. So let's go over to the West Coast and see what some of them are seeing today. This is Hood River, Oregon, okay? And this is what it looks like there. 1, 2, 3. That picture is from a weather webcam from a place called Government Camp North. And that shows you exactly where that's at on the map. And this shows you that the conditions were exactly right for the trails to be seen in the air. Start with the temperature at that altitude, 49 degrees Celsius below zero. Also, relative humidity was 100%, which means very moist, ice supersaturated regions, and the dew point was right on. This is the crazy sky that we hate to see. This is what they were experiencing. So what does it look like here in Missouri? Well, we knew we were going to have short contrails because look at this. Very low relative humidity. I won't go through all the other details. Still seeing a little bit because the conditions are somewhat right for a little bit of trail because of the little bit of moisture and the temperature and relative humidity. So let me get to the reason why I say that we're still being sprayed with the same stuff, even when you're not seeing the long trails. And it's because of this. When you see the long chemtrails cover the sky, it's because the conditions are right. But the exact same planes are flying over your house and over your property and still spraying the same stuff when you don't see it. It's because of the conditions, but not just the conditions, but what's coming out of the planes is what's making the trail persist. So when the conditions are right and the trails persist and cover the whole sky, it's because the vapor is condensating onto a nuclei. In other words, in order for it to turn into that cloudy thing, it has to have something to grab onto. And that something is metals and major levels of sulfur dioxide. And sulfur dioxide, by the way, has always been the #1 choice of the geoengineering scientists like David Keith.
Sulfuric acid in the stratosphere, 20 kilometers over our head.
And they're coming right out of every plane that flies over your house every day, all day long. So haven't you wondered why they all seem to be doing the same thing at the same time? Every plane today at a certain altitude, by the way, altitude matters, are doing the same thing. Now, on another day when the conditions are right, those exact same planes, which many are commercial planes, are going to be covering the sky. So yeah, to understand what we're looking at, we do need to understand the science. And but the thing is, again, it's not normal and it's actually intentional. So I can show you so much proof that this stuff is in the fuels that's ending up in the exhaust, that's churning into these big clouds, chemtrails, right? And I can show you on our website lots of them, but I'm going to show you one, which is a patent. And this is what the patent says.
One proposed solution to the problem of global warming involves the seeding of the atmosphere with metallic particles. One technique proposed to seed the metallic particles was to add the tiny particles to the fuel of jet airliners, so that the particles would be emitted from the jet engine exhaust while the airliner was at its cruising altitude.
So I'm going to admit that I have been wrong about some of these things before, but I knew there were some inconsistencies about the fact that these are all stratospheric aerosol injection spraying chemtrails, but I followed the facts. There was just some things that weren't adding up. These are the facts, and it's all the above. It's also the fuels, it's the stratospheric aerosol injections, it's all the other things that we have to stop. Don't take your eye off the prize, though. If you learn the truth, you're going to understand how to stop this and how to address it. So these globalist scientists know that they're going to use anything and everything that they can to block out the sun, to whiten the sky, to make it bright, to reflect sunlight, to protect us from global warming. And they're going to use every means possible. Let's not get caught up in the semantics of it's got to be this, or it's got to be that. It's all the above, and we have to address all of it. Yes, they are going to be spraying. Yes, they are spraying. Maybe they're spraying now, like literally spraying out of the chemicals out of the planes. But they're going to be doing that, a lot more of that in the future. We got to get ahead of that. But it's also the fuels. It's all the above. So we have to stick together and work to get this done.